You know, if you accept the idea that everybody is born good and that circumstances lead them down different paths, I think that lends to the idea that good people are in prison, good people who've done bad things. There wasn't an outreach component when I was that young, right? So guys weren't walking the streets trying to intervene and help me, right? And so unfortunately, so many of the elders I was around during that time in my adolescence were kind of pushing me in that direction, that negative, that wrong direction. It took me a long time to determine what a career path I wanted to go on, because when I looked outside of my window, I saw people involved in gangs and drugs, and that felt very normal to me. Again, years later, finding out how unnormal that is as it pertains to the rest of society. So I was that guy, like a lot of that guys that are on the street now. I found myself incarcerated in federal prison for 10 years, from 2000 to 2010. During that time was when I was really, my ears, my eyes, my heart was open to the idea of listening and hearing. And what I heard, it's not a pull yourself up by the bootstraps story, it's a black men mentoring story. And unfortunately my mentors were incarcerated and many of them were never coming home, but they did want the very best for me. When I was released in 2010, I knew I would never go back to prison. Not because I was afraid of prison, but because I understood my worth. A caveat to that is it wasn't prison that did it, right? It was the people within. And I was working jobs, and I was working like 3 jobs at a time, and I asked my probation officer if I can volunteer in the communities I helped destroy, which I felt I helped destroy. And he found, cure violence, ceasefire, and he told me I could volunteer for it. So I volunteered for I was working and volunteering like a couple of days a month, and eventually I guess they found out who I was in relation to the community I was volunteering and offered me a job. And I was really just blown away, because I was like, you're gonna pay me to walk my community and talk to my people? I just thought it was the best scenario on earth. I didn't want to do anything else. And and since then, 2011, I haven't looked back. And what I'm trying to really just instill in staff and the participants we meet is that you don't have to experience a change, or it doesn't have to happen in prison in order for a change to happen. Right? For me and a lot of outreach workers now, we learned it the hard way, but now the mission is learn this now so you don't have to go to prison to learn it.